Welcome back, everybody. I'm excited. My colleague here at College Coach, but also my former colleague at Penn is here, Sai Samboon. Hi, Sai.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so Sai and I are going to be talking about the Common App essay. And for those of you who are rising seniors, or perhaps you've already completed your junior year, so you are full-on seniors, I'm going to start with my plea that you be working on this essay this summer. Please, for the love of God, do not leave this until December or even October. This is an involved process, writing your college essay. It's not something you're going to do in an afternoon if you're going to do it well. And the summer is the ideal time for you to get this done. So it's July 1st. You've got 2 months. Now is the time to work on it. All right. Diatribe over. All right. Sai, what I thought you and I could do is go through each of the prompts. So the Common Application has 7 different prompts that you can choose from. And I'm actually going to really quickly get number 7 off of our plate, and so that you and I can focus exclusively on the first 6. And number 7 is share an essay on any topic of your choice. It can be one you've already written, one that responds to a different prompt, or one of your own design, i.e. you wrote your own prompt. Really what this is topic of your choice. So I actually have my students start by just thinking about what they want to write and not worrying about the individual prompts, because I know that at the end of the day, number 7 is a great option if the essay that they turn out doesn't seem to fit with any of the first 6. So just be aware, topic of your choice is an option. All right, so Sai, why don't we start with maybe some general advice you have about the essay, given what I just shared, that number 7 basically says it can be about anything, but there's one key component that has to be part of every essay, right? So can you talk to us a little bit about just the general suggestion for the essay?
Yes, absolutely. The general thing is it is your story. It is your
Yes.
voice, right? It is
Yep.
a story that you have experienced in your lifetime. And as long as it is about you and admissions officers learn about you and hear from you, and get a sense of who you are and how you've experienced a certain event, or you're talking about an interest, and we'll get into this, of course,
Mhm.
right? But it is about you. So
Right.
this is not an opportunity to be like, I'm just going to talk about something totally different that has very little to do with you. Even if it's something that interests you, it should still be about you.
Exactly. Great. Okay, good. So with that established, let's go to prompt number 1, and I'll read the prompt, and then why don't you share your thoughts? All right, so the first one is, some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. What's your advice here?
Oh, there's so much to talk about here. It makes me think of one of my favorite poems of Walt Whitman, I am large, I contain multitudes. You have so many things about you. You
Hmm.
have backgrounds, identities, you have so many interests, and certainly you're all very talented. So this is a background and identity, right? I've actually shared this with my students before. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about all these things? No, no, no.
Nope. Please
Not at
no.
all. Please no. Choose
Yes.
a story, right? A story. So, if I were to write this essay, I could talk about coming from Thailand. I could talk about the fact that I love dance. I could talk about the fact that, I love to read history books. Any of those things would be fine as long as you talk about why. Why are those things meaningful to you,
Right.
right? Yeah.
And I was going to add, the key there is that you would not write about all 3 of those things, because then you would be trying to create what we would call a kitchen sink essay, where you're cramming everything into one. I can't highlight it enough. You have to choose one.
That's
Okay.
right. And delve into detail,
Yes.
give us examples, give us visual imagery of the things that are important to you, whether it's your background or your or identity or your talent or skills, right?
Right.
Give us as much detail as you can.
Exactly. All right. So then the second prompt, I find this one to be tricky. So I'm
Hmm.
going to read it. Here we go. The lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you and what did you learn from the experience? Tricky.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah. Well, it's tricky because I think a trap that a lot of students fall into is talking about the actual obstacle
Yeah,
itself,
right.
right?
Focusing on that too much, right?
Exactly. And focusing on the negative part of it. Whereas it's more about this is a growth essay. How did you grow from this experience? What did you learn from it, right? How did this affect you? How did this positively impact you, even if it was an obstacle or a challenge?
Right. Exactly. And, we want to come away knowing who you became as a result, much more about that than we want to know about what bad thing happened to you. Right. So, my
Hmm.
suggestion is always that the obstacle should be maybe a quarter, maybe a third at the absolute most of the essay, and then
Hmm.
three-quarters to two-thirds of the essay about how you changed and who you've become as a result.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So again, tricky. I'm not sure that's one that I would automatically go to because I do think it can be difficult to do that well. That
Hmm.
said, I've read excellent essays that used that prompt. Okay, number three, reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. What prompted your thinking and what was the outcome? What are some things to keep in mind for this one?
Yeah. So this can sometimes be a little contentious because I think sometimes students are like, I don't want to talk about anything that's too controversial. But this is what I would call the intellectual curiosity essay, right? You as a student, are you able to think with different perspectives? Are you able to articulate how you question something that maybe you've heard from a teacher or a classmate or a friend or a family member? And how did you go about with this conversation, right? What were some
Mhm.
of the dialogue, the conversations you had, and what came out of it? So I think to me, it's more about thinking about your experiences in terms of conversations where you thought, huh, wow, I never thought about this way,
Mhm.
right? That shows an admissions officer your ability to take in different perspectives and ideas and synthesize them on your own.
Right. And then I think a big one, talk to me about the section of the prompt where if you don't address this, I think you don't address the prompt. And that is, what was the outcome, right? So it's not
Mhm.
enough to simply have thought about something differently, right? What's the end result? How do you talk to students about that part?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good question because that should be a big part of the essay, right? So
Yes.
again, just like the previous one we talked about, don't spend three-quarters of the essay talking about what happened, but talk a lot about what did you learn from it, right? Was there consensus? Did you change your mind about something, and or did you change someone else's mind about
Yes.
something? And what was that outcome, and why is that meaningful to you? Again, your journey, your experience, your story.
Right. Just to dig into this one a little bit more, because I do feel sometimes when students say, "Ooh, I really like this prompt," they go to some things that I don't know, sometimes can be controversial. As you mentioned, people sometimes are like, I don't know if I want to do this one because it's controversial. But, you know, what are some examples maybe of things that you have seen students write about, or that if you were to sit down and write this, that you might do? I mean, is there anything you would recommend they stay away from, or do you really
Mm.
feel like the sky is the limit here?
I think the sky is the limit, but I think be very judicious in how
Mhm.
you articulate yourself and what angle you want to take, right?
Yes.
So I was working with a student, I think last year, and she wrote a beautiful essay about organizing a protest for civil rights in her town.
Hmm.
And it was inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement, and that can be a very contentious essay. So when we talked about it, the way that she talked about it was why this was meaningful to her and how she had an argument with some members of her family about it, but that she stuck to her goals of organizing this event. And at the end of the day, her family members came and supported the cause because
Mm,
she had spoken to them. So as you can see, it's very tough to articulate that kind of conversation, especially when it's about loved ones, right?
right.
But you can see the outcome. You can see what the question was in terms of her feeling like she wanted to listen to her family because she loves them, but also she wanted to really stick to her true beliefs there in organizing this event.
And what strikes me about that example is, wrote about something that could be controversial, but wrote about it in a way that it was about her, right? It was
Hmm.
personal to her. And certainly we see how she thinks about things, but at the same time, she wasn't trying to do something bigger than her. And there is a problem that I see sometimes is where students get into making big pronouncements and things they're going to do to bring about world peace. And those are all amazing goals to have in life.
Hmm.
But if it doesn't come back to you at the end of the day, it's not going to be the most successful essay that you could put in front of an admissions committee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Number 4 is this one is a relatively new one, I believe, and it's reflect on something that someone has done for you that has made you happy or thankful in a surprising way. How has this gratitude affected or motivated you? So, what's your advice here?
I'm very excited about this prompt. I'm really looking forward to seeing students' answers to this because, for the past 15 months, we all of us around the
Yes.
world have experienced so much of this collective trauma and for multiple different issues and pandemics. And so I'm really excited to see what students will talk about with this prompt. I think, again, how has this gratitude affected or motivated you,
Right.
right? So there's already been many conversations with students about like, well, there was a teacher who did this, or a council member who brought me in and gave me an internship, and that's wonderful. But talk to us about why. Why was this surprising? And why was it meaningful for you?
Right.
Right? In a time where things were very digital, where you were isolated from your family and friends, what were some of the things that happened that inspired you and perhaps made you believe again, and
Right.
lifted you up? Um, it is about how you've been affected. Let's remember that for sure.
Right. And also, the way I read it too is not only how you've been affected, but what you've done as a result, right? So,
Right.
if you've truly been affected by this in a positive way, ideally, we're going to see that in maybe some actions that you've taken as a result
Hmm.
of that, right?
Right.
So, again, at the core, we sound a little bit like a broken record, but the reality is, it's a personal essay and it's about you. So, it's so important that this comes back to you. Um,
Hmm.
I have not yet had a student who has expressed an interest in working on this. I also think that I don't have a student right now who was they've we've all been impacted by what's gone on with COVID, but I don't have a student who at this point has been significantly negatively impacted by it.
Hmm.
And I could see that if I did and someone had done something wonderful, I could see this leaping to mind for them immediately. Doesn't mean they won't write about it. Doesn't even mean it needs to be COVID related, right? It doesn't have to have
Right.
anything to do with the pandemic. I think you mentioned there are a lot of things going on in the world right now
Hmm.
that it could be related to, but my mind goes there, but that's not fair either. I'm excited to talk to the student who does think this sparks something for them,
Hmm.
and I know that the Common App is as well. So
Yeah.
um, they didn't. No colleges favor one prompt over another, though, lest you walk away saying, Cy and Beth really think you should be responding to number 4. We did not say that. We are simply excited to see what comes from number 4. That doesn't mean if it's not for you, it's not for you.
That's right. And, to say what you were saying earlier, this is relatively new, and
Yes,
so we've seen a lot of these essay prompts for many, many years. So it's exciting to have a new one that I think will engage students in a different and fresh way.
exactly. Yes, agreed. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. Interesting.
It is interesting, and I feel like some students are like, but I don't have any accomplishments. There's,
Of course
I
you
haven't
do.
realized anything. And I'm like, of course you have, right?
Hmm.
Whether you have been elected to a certain role at school, right? Whether you are a leader in one of your organizations or sports teams, or perhaps you just learned something on your own in class. There was an intellectual breakthrough. These are all realizations. These are all accomplishments. So it
Right.
doesn't have to be, oh, I became president of the student council. It could just mean that, wow, this moment clicked for me in this particular class, and that inspired me to learn more. And now this is why I want to study X, right?
Right.
So you, as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, you have had so many wonderful experiences, accomplishments. This is a chance to share them with us and delve into detail, not a kitchen sink, as you said so beautifully
Yes.
earlier, but like go into one story and tell us about it.
Right. And I want to stress, and you've said this already, but I want to stress the accomplishment, it doesn't have to be a huge accomplishment. It could literally be something very small and personal to you. You know,
Hmm.
maybe you, excuse me, maybe during the pandemic, all you did was lay around. That might be me. And so maybe the accomplishment for you was that you set a goal for yourself that, okay, I want to get out of my house once a day and walk around the block.
Hmm.
And you started doing that, and then you did it 7 days in a row, and suddenly it had become a part of your week, your routine. And now you can't imagine going a day without doing that. And what you learned from it is that you probably should have tried to get yourself out of that funk a little sooner. And that now you realize, wow, there's a lot that I can accomplish. And perhaps you could point to something that you're embarking on now that
Hmm.
you're trying as a result of that small accomplishment, right? So it does not have to be big. And I really want to underscore what you said, which is that everybody has an accomplishment. It doesn't have to be a huge thing or a realization or some moment that happens in your life.
Right.
You know, in fact, if you have that moment, I find like that's a good thing that a great essay can hinge on
Hmm.
is, this moment where who you were before, then this thing happens, and who you are now as a result, and how you changed as a result of that one moment. So
Hmm.
for me, I think this one can provide a really good framework for an essay that shows an important story about who you are. So I like this one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Last one, we already talked about number 7, which is, if you recall, topic of your choice. But number 6 is describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose all track of time. Why does it captivate you? What or who do you turn to when you want to learn more? What are your thoughts on this one?
This is a really exciting prompt because this is an opportunity for students to truly either talk about what they're academically interested in, if they want to
Hmm.
go into something like computer science or business or philosophy, right?
Hmm.
Or talk about something that just happens to interest them.
Right.
Nothing to do with their major, right?
Right.
Nothing to do with what they want to study in college, but literally like I really like science fiction because to me, futurism is exciting. And I want to see how we envision and imagine technology. And so I watch films and I read books about it. Awesome. You want to
Right.
go study something totally unrelated. We just want to see the passion. We want to see that you have heart, right? And that
Right.
you are interested in how you can articulate that. And where or whom do you go to? Are you a reader? Do you have your own research? Do you take notes? Like
Right.
it can be so broad. So I think this is a really fun essay that students can truly have a good time writing.
Yeah, and the thing that strikes me about this is one of the things I always talk about when I'm talking to students, especially as they look at more selective schools, is certainly there are expectations around your grades, around your accomplishments, but one of the big things is a spark. You're looking for some type of spark, and it's really difficult to define,
Hmm.
and but you kind of know it when you see it. And to me, this essay can really get at spark. And for me, spark is that student who isn't just good at school, but they really just engage with what they're learning. And they love it. They find it fascinating. If their teacher is teaching about something in the classroom, maybe they're learning more about the Civil War, and the
Hmm.
teacher says, "Hey, if you want to learn more about this particular part of the Civil War, I could recommend this great book for you." This kid with spark goes and gets that book and reads the book and then says to the teacher, "I read the book, it was so cool. And what else should I check out?" And the teacher might say, "Oh, here are 3 other resources you want to check out." Or on their own, the student reads the book and then checks out the bibliography at the end of the book and says, "Oh, I'm going to read these 4 other books as a result," right?
Right.
They go down the rabbit hole.
Yes.
And this is a great place to help take your reader along with you as you go down that rabbit hole.
Hmm.
if that
Right.
makes sense.
Absolutely. That spark should be infectious. It should make us want to learn about that thing as well, right? Or like take that
Yes.
journey with you. Yeah.
Exactly. I almost want to come away from an essay like that, like, oh, I want to check out that book, or I'm going to go
Yeah.
watch that YouTube series, and it doesn't have to be academic, like you
Right.
said, and it doesn't have to be something you want to study. I mean, it can be really great if you do. I'm thinking of a student that I worked with a couple of years ago who was really into physics and essentially wrote his essay about what sparked the interest in physics and all the
Mhm.
different ways in which he has engaged with the subject since then. And it helped that was his goal, was to study
Mhm.
that in college. Um, and it really took us inside the life of the mind for him,
Mhm.
and really made the case for him in this subject area at this college, with the addition of some other essays. So
Mhm.
I find this one very exciting from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. Sai, any final piece of advice around the essay before we wrap up our segment?
Absolutely. Have fun with it. This can seem like a labor of love, and it is because it's your voice, but
Right.
be yourself, have fun, have folks read it, talk to us about it. Like this is an opportunity for you to be yourself in the application and share who you are. And it's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, the only place you're going to speak for yourself.
Right.
So make the most of it. All right. Sai, thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And I want to thank all of my guests this week. Next week, I am back. So you cannot seem to get rid of me, but I'm back. We're going to be talking about college interviews, which are still a thing, although not everywhere. But we're going to talk about whether you should interview and how to prepare for those interviews. We're also going to be answering your listener questions. So send them to us. You can post them on Facebook. You can send them to us on Instagram. You can tweet them at us. You can post them on LinkedIn. Or you could simply email them to us at gettingin.voiceamerica@gmail.com. Don't forget, I mentioned at the top of the hour that we would really love for you to review us on Apple Podcasts. The more reviews we get, the more people who find us, and the more successful we are. We have been on the air for more than 6 years now, every single week, giving really good advice, and we just want to give it to as many people as possible. So you can help us in that mission by reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. And last thing, if you're interested in whether or not we've covered a topic of interest to you, we blog about every single podcast that we do. So if you go to our blog, which is at blog.getintocollege.com, and you search for the topic, it should pull up every podcast episode that we've done on that topic. And then the final is just, we're here every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific.